What's going on? It's me, Izzy, and we're back here on YouTube and Facebook talking about our latest comics. I'm here with Josh, who I put on mute, so let me unmute Josh. What's going on, Josh? How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? It's good to be here.
It's good. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Thanksgiving for a second, because it's behind us. How was your Thanksgiving, my good man?
It was great. I gave thanks. We ate food. The Giants lost, but you can't win them all. Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. We hosted that. We always host Thanksgiving in my place. So the best thing about hosting Thanksgiving is that you don't get to go home. You are
Yep.
home. So you could just leave everything behind and go straight to bed. So that was the best thing. I still have leftovers from Thanksgiving. So we still got a little bit of pernil. We got some stuffed shells. We got some pasteles. We got the rice. And once that's finished, we get ready for Christmas. That's how it is in our house.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So dude, so before we even get started with the new comic books for this week, what books did you get to pick out for last week? Because I got my set here. I'm going to show it off. I got a little bit of a green screen thing, so you're not going to see it clearly. But
Okay.
what was some of the books that you got a chance to look and read or pick up?
So standout for me was Detective Comics.
Mhm.
Um, Great art. A little bit of cliffhanger. I thought it was interesting. We had a Freeze book come out 2 weeks ago, and then Freeze is like a character in Detective Comics. So for me, that was the best put together book of the week.
Mhm.
And then the Spider-Man book was uh, more of a setup than
Yeah, it was
anything
a
else.
prelude. It was exactly what it's supposed to be, right? A prelude.
Yeah, yeah. So if you were expecting like some plot developments, maybe not the book for you, but but it was cool. We got our new uh kind of a new character. Um and the third book to talk about was Star Wars. I think it's Revelations.
Revelation. Yeah.
Yeah. They had I'm not sure if there's like a technical term for it, but they had, the big splash with all the future events
Mhm.
coming to the Star Wars universe, and that was a really cool thing. And now I even more pumped to see if how many of the things that will actually come to pass. So
Also,
those are my
cool.
big three.
So, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to read a lot because I've been busy. But if you look at this, look at this stack. That's what I picked up. Um, I picked up Ronin book 2. So there it is, Ronin book 2. Now again, the green screen
Nice.
kind of messes with it, but this is a gorgeous Phil Tan cover. Phil
Yeah.
Tan, Phil Tan is such an amazing artist. As promised, I picked up the psychedelic Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Right here's the nice peach Momoka
Yep.
cover. So I picked this up, and yeah, it is definitely trippy when you look at that.
Yes.
Treadmore did an awesome job making it trippy. Like you, I did pick up the Star Wars book. This is the Phil Noto cover that I picked up. I thought it was gorgeous, and how can you go wrong with Phil Noto, right?
Yep. Yep.
He's such a great artist, and just like you, got to get the Amazing Spider-Man 14, which is a prelude to the Dark Web comic that actually is coming out next week.
Yep. Yep.
So that one's a big one. And then it was a lot of people didn't know. I don't know why they didn't advertise it as they do with Free Comic Book Day, but this Wednesday was local comic shop day. So they were selling books that were supposed to be targeted just for the LCSD, right? The LCS. And from them, I picked up the Batman Joker. I already have my copy of Batman Joker, but I picked this one up. Um, Come on, Mark Silvestri, black and white. You just see the inks, the beauty of the inks. So I picked that one up, and you know, Kevin Smith, love man, I love my Kevin Smith comics, man. Quick Stops, another one. And it wouldn't be right if I did not pick my book of
Yeah.
the year, 8 Billion
There you
Genies,
go.
issue 6. I am reading this tomorrow on my train ride to work. So this is definitely happening. And what's nice is that they also re-released. They had another printing of 8 Billion Genies, but this one is the genie draw your genie cover. So I picked that one up. That's gonna be fun. Draw your own genie. So I might put this on
Nice.
sale for the comic book store, the comic show, the Bronx Arctic show that's happening December 10th. Um, that I'm going to be a part of alongside a lot of other good friends. Josh, you're welcome to come, man. You could tag along with me. I'll definitely bring you along for that one. It's a local show, and it should be
Yeah.
fun. We'll definitely do that. Let's take a look at our comments here while we're at it. Who's sending out a comment? What's up, my boy Anthony Garcia? Anthony Garcia was hanging out with us on Saturday during the Survivor Series show, which was awesome. It was the best Survivor Series I've seen in years, man. Good story. It felt like comic book storytelling, really. So welcome aboard, Anthony. And again, you could definitely stick around, talk in the chat, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be talking in the chat. I see that you got your Andor background, even though someone's walking around in your background.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I have a green screen, so I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that part.
Yeah, I gotta invest in or even just like a blanket, something. I don't know.
Yeah, just get a green screen. They actually, Five Below actually just sells the screens, but you might have to buy two of them.
Isn't the expensive part the rack? Like whatever's gonna hang it at?
The rack is the hardest part, but you could I'm sure you could figure this thing out. It's not that hard. Anyway, enough jibber jabber about what we've been up to and what we're talking about. Let's talk about some comics. I want to get things started by losing myself to the music, and that music has to be this.
If you had one shot, one opportunity. No, I'm not going to say the whole thing.
Okay, let's talk about this book, because this book was released on Wednesday. It was released through the Eminem website. I'm not sure how many people knew about the book, so it was kind of a sleeper. I actually was not. I was aware it was coming. I just wasn't aware it was coming that soon. So the book was selling on the Eminem site for $35. That's not bad for a variant cover. $35 for an Eminem cover, a homage to 8 Mile, which I think is at 20th anniversary of 8 Mile, something like that. You know, what I always find funny is that there's some, like, in this image, you have Spider-Man who's playing the role of Anthony Mackie, and you got Eminem pointing at Spider-Man. Spider-Man's ready to rap battle. But if you look at certain areas, you see Miles is in the crowd, right there. But the one that really stands out to me is, what is Daredevil doing up there?
Well, you know, he has a greater appreciation for music, you see.
Yeah. Okay, so Anthony's asking the question about the Bronx Comic Con. Yes, the Bronx Comic Con is happening December 10th, and it's going to be at the Marriott over at Hutchinson Parkway. I believe the ticket price is $5. So for $5, you get to go. I'm going to be there, Anthony. So you get to say what's up to me. You get to say what's up to Josh. Who else is going to be there? I know a lot of our guys, Fury Comics, Lone Wolf. Why am I saying Lone Star? It's their show, and we got a few artists. We got Ben Harvey that's going to be there. He's a fantastic artist, so he has a new X-Men book coming out. So I think it already came out, and he did a cover for X-Men, so he's going to be there. Nate Melendez, again, a good friend of our channel. Nate Melendez is going to be there, as well as Damian Torres, local artists, myself included. We got some giveaways. I'll be doing sketches, all that fun stuff. So that's when it's happening, Anthony. I hope that answers your question. I'll get you more details as the days go, but it's going to be in the Marriott December 10th. So save the date. No problem. Yeah, you from the Bronx, man. He's a local boy, man, just like the rest of us, Anthony. So Anthony, I definitely want to catch up to you, because I know you always put in your comments, and I love your comments, my man. So, all right, going back to this book. So it was $35, right, when it was selling. Let's see what eBay is asking for now, because that's where it's at. eBay is selling the book. There's a lot of different individuals selling it on eBay. They're selling it as a pre-sale. So what that means is they don't have the book. So what they're doing is they're waiting for the book to arrive in order to resell it.
Well, it looks like they had 4 of them. There's 1 available and 3 sold.
Yep, they sold in 24 hours. And let's see, just out of curiosity, and they all sold for the same price too. So 184, 184, yeah. So he's selling it right now. He's selling the book for 189. So there's that.
So I'm
There's
curious if it's in the mail or are they waiting for the second drop?
no, they're just waiting for them to receive it.
Because that
uh,
would I'm sure there's people out there trying to do that.
well, yeah, this one looks like was received right here because look at that nice little flower background there going on. So this one was received. They're selling theirs for 169, right? Now there's some other people who you know they're going a little crazy on the sell price, right? So you have this seller, he's selling it for 229. And he has two. He says he has two available. He has it on hand as well. Is there something else I can help with? See, now even my series is talking to me, right?
Siri wants one.
Series wants one, right? All right. So you got that sale going on. Let's see what else here. That's 229. Now the craziest one I've seen the crazier ones. So let's see. Let's take a look at what else we got going on here. I've seen some insane prices for this book. Right, but really the average has been $150 to $200, right? So if I go back, let's see here, and I'm gonna just put Spider-Man M&M just like that, you'll see how some people went crazy selling it. 169, 180, 229, 179. That seems to be the market value. 200, but it has watchers, which is interesting. So people are watching these books. Look, so this guy's trying to sell it for 300, 200. I saw this book as high for like in the look at this one, but this is the this is the signed version. The signed version is going for 1,800, almost 1,900.
Well, they're just putting a bunch of 8s because it's 8 Mile.
Yeah, that's part of the reason, right? 8 Mile. So you got this guy who's trying to sell it. This is a signed M&M version because you got M&M to sign it. So the signed one is going for almost 2,000. This is look at this one, 500. I got another 400, another 300. So the ball market value is all over the place for this book, man. So my question for you is this: now that we saw this book, now that we see this book here, is it worth it?
Is it worth it? I mean, we can argue about the is anything worth it? At the end of the day, it's just some paper and ink, right?
Yeah.
But it seems like there were 4,000 of them printed, right? From in the original drop.
I think it was.
And then what seems like we're getting another 1,000. So 5,000, that's really not a lot. On the other hand, everyone who's buying these is probably going to hang on to them for the purpose of reselling them. So will the value of this go up or down over time? I think there's not going to be a lot of them in circulation. I think there's going to be a lot of people trying to sell these at high prices. And I think as long as M&M is popular, this is going to be still going to go for, it's still going to fetch a decent value.
So in M&M's popularity is not what it used to be. I'll admit to that, right? He was just inducted to the Hall of Fame. He just did his speech in the Hall of Fame. So that's in the rear view mirror already. So that just happened. And this book, this original copy was on sale in April. So in April, this book happened. So technically, this is kind of a reprint, right? I don't know what they constitute as a reprint or not, but this one's kind of a reprint. And I don't, Salvador La Roca, who did the art for this one, has done art for previous M&M covers. So this is not the first M&M cover. This just happens to be the one that came out now. It's an 8 Mile. The other one was the Iron Man cover, which is Avengers 3. I want to say it's one of those Avengers, and it came out in early 2000s. That one was a hot book. I think it's going for close to about 300 now as well. And then there's this Punisher M&M one. All right. But no one's talking about Wanted, which is based off of M&M's likeness, right? I think with this book, for me, it's overhyped, but it's based off of the idea of, hip hop community meets the comic book community, right? Because we had the Deadpool that came out not that long ago, a few weeks ago, with Biggie Smalls on the cover. Now, the real question is, what's coming up next? Are we getting Tupac? Are we getting 50? Are we, who's going to be the next rapper, or, that's going to get a homage issue? And
Yeah.
is it still going to be Spider-Man? Is it going to be a Wolverine? Right? So which book would be the next one, and who will be the next person? That's the real question, right? Because if the Deadpool Biggie Smalls one came out, that sold well. This one's obviously selling well. They're gonna pull out more.
Right. So I think the nightmare scenario for anyone who's buying this to try and flip it is if the next one is another Eminem, because at some point you're going to be saturated with Eminem covers.
Yeah,
So
I don't
who
think the next one will
knows?
be an Eminem cover. I'll be honest. I think the next one will be someone else, whether it's Tupac, whether it's who's the other guys? Jay
Jay
Z.
Z. Yeah.
You got 50 Cents. You got Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. By
Yep.
the way, Snoop Dogg, I'll do it. Like who was Snoop Dogg pick? Because Snoop Dogg he's a wrestling fan, but he does like comics as well.
Yeah.
So, who would you have Snoop? And in this case, this is an 8 Mile homage. So, what will the next homage be? Will it be something in the genre of a homage issue, which you can do 50 if you think about it, because 50's done some stuff. That'd be cool. But I don't know how relevant 50's been lately. I don't think anybody's talking about 50 cents these days. But with that said, enough of Eminem. We've had our time. Now let's talk about comics. And we're in the month. We're actually at the end of November. So
Yep.
with the end of November, we're going to be seeing books that are still part of that November schedule, even though we're going to have books that are going to be part of December as well. So there are a few books that are out there that are good to pick up. A few annuals are coming out as well. Over at DC, they have 9 books that are coming out. So let's take a look at those 9 books. You have Nightwing 2022, Detective Comics, annual Batgirl. So you got 3 annuals coming out for DC: Nightwing, Detective Comics, and Batgirls. Also coming out, which is actually one of the books that I think is a pick. Actually, the next 3 books are my picks. Justice Society, Superman Kal-El Returns Special #1, Superman Kal-El's Return Special, which obviously we know where that cover comes from. Blue Beetle Graduation Day. You have another one, Holiday Special, which I think this one's fun. You got DC's Grifter got run over by a reindeer. Why not, right? Wildstorm 30th Anniversary Special. Numia and the Justice League Special #1, which celebrates her 50th anniversary. A lot of people don't know that Numia has been around for 50 years now. So she has that. And those are the 9 books that are over at DC. So from those DC books, which are the ones that you're interested in?
Well, definitely Detective Comics. Feel like it's right up my alley. It's the same color palette as the last one.
Mhm.
So I feel like this is going to be a good one. And I think the annuals typically it's like 3 stories, right?
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to like at least one of them. That's the idea.
Yeah. So this is going based off of the Nocturnal story. It's called Multi. As a werewolf, Gale has lived through many generations, and so he has visited Gotham Land before, hundreds of years ago. Take a trip back to the 1700s Renaissance Gotham with Kal-El on Arkham's land to help remember with him exactly where he buried something important he now has to dig back up. And in a twist of fate, a dark knight in town also seems to be looking for something from out of time, his way back home to the present. So this is set in the 1700s, which I actually dig. I like that. It gives that Gotham by Gaslight vibe to it, obviously. The cover in itself looks great. Look at that cover. That is beautiful. You got the Batman with a sword. How could you go wrong with Batman with a sword, man? So that's a nice cover that we got going on there. Do we have? And it seems to be a one and done. I don't see any variants with the annuals. Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know what? No variants is good sometimes because it's the one book, right?
Yeah.
So
right.
I'm okay with that, right? Nightwing's another one of those books that you want to check out. The Nightwing Annual. The reason for the Nightwing Annual is that this is going to feature Bitewing. Yes, I said it. Bitewing. So, who is Heartless? Find out who's the villain is behind the platinum mask and why he only collects the hearts of some victims and not others, and why he has no heart himself. Then, Bitewing Year One. Oh man. Follow Haley in her first year with her humans, Nightwing and Backer, and see how she takes a bite out of crime on her first year becoming Bitewing. Yeah, that sounds like comedic. We do have another cover, so let's take a look at the variant covers. Right, that's of platinum.
Yep, yep.
Right, so we
Very
got the design
Bond
cover.
villain esque.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's like Phantom of the Opera type of thing, right?
Yep.
Hmm. So that's that book. Let's go back, and it's Tom Taylor, so you get what you get with Tom Taylor. Some people like him, some people don't. Uh, this is the one that I think is going to be the hot one, Justice Society. Justice Society #1, The New Golden Age, Chapter 1, Legends Die Together too. What I like about this one is that we're bringing back the actual Justice Society
Yeah.
in this book, and it's written by Jeff Johns, so you're gonna have solid storytelling there. You got Scott Collins, who's doing some of the art alongside Brandon Peterson, which are they've been around the block. Who else has been around the block? Jerry Orwell's been around the block. He's going to be providing some of the variant covers. The cover that you want to look out for is the 90s gold foil, which is this one here. And let me try to zoom it out so you guys can see it a little better. All right, so this is the gold foil cover. This one's cool. I like the fact that it's gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is going to be a gold cover. I like it. All right, that Batman cover looks cool. Yeah, Brotherhood of Wolves. All right. Yeah, you got it right, Anthony. That's the thing. Sometimes, just to let everybody know, we get the messages sometimes a little late, so there is a bit of a delay. It's like about a 20-second delay before we get anything. So here it is. I think this is Black Canary. Kind of looks like Black Canary.
Has to be with the shoulder pads.
Well, it's not the shoulder pads, but it's the fishnet stockings.
Yeah, that too.
Right. I see Wildcat. So Wildcat's in this book. You see Golden Age Flash. Is that Grifter? It's kind of hard to tell if that's Grifter. You see Hawkgirl. So Hawkgirl's in this cover. So that should be interesting. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's Justice Society. I think it's definitely a pick that you want to get. And again, there's a lot of different covers. There's going to be a special Power Girl cover. And look at her arm. That's actually cool, the arm thing with Power Girl.
So are those supposed to be tattoos?
Possibly. She really likes the Justice Society. She's a really good Justice Society. That's how much she likes them. There's 2 Power Girl covers. This is just the standard one. I think everybody's going to be clamoring for the other one. This is the Jerry Orwell cover. All right. Oh, look at Robin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Catman.
Oh, we'll talk about Catman a little bit later. That's Wildcat.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Catman. We're definitely going to talk about Catman today.
I got my man cats confused.
You got your man cats confused. All right, so let's go back to check out some more DC books that are coming out. The other one that's probably a lot of people are talking about, Blue Beetle Graduation Day. That's going to be a good one, especially since they are making a Blue Beetle movie. That one hasn't been canned yet. Hopefully,
Not yet.
That's why I said yet. So here's cover A for Blue Beetle Graduation Day. I like this cover. It has a bit of anime feel, manga feel. And if you look at his face, you'll see that. Very happy Hyman, right? And it's Hyman, right? It's Hyman Reyes. We have some other covers that are out. Now, you got the Raphael Albuquerque cover, which I felt like I've seen this cover before. But, after Cully. You see, it's a Cully. It's an homage to the Cully. So it's pretty cool. I like it. And then you have David Marquez, who he's been around. as well. That's I actually like this cover. This is a pretty cool cover. I like the colors behind it, so that's a good book. Check out. You got the Cully Hammer cardstock. Cully Hammer, who's known for drawing a lot of Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle, right? So it says here, Jaime Reyes has a lot to juggle, whether it's his finals for senior year or a new villain tearing up El Paso. Jaime is always torn between two worlds, but when his world comes crashing together at his high school graduation, nothing will ever be the same. Didn't we just say that last week? Nothing will ever be
Well,
the same.
I mean, this is the plot of every Spider-Man book. So
All right. Nothing will ever be the same again. A message from the Reach bombards Hyman Scarab Kajada, and it starts throwing off his connection to the device. And as if it wasn't enough, Hyman's parents and friends are pressuring him, not pursuing, pressuring him about his next steps in life. What are you going to do when you grow up? I'm going to be a superhero, Dad. So are you? Are you? Do you think there's a lot of money in being a superhero?
you know what we can do? We can start a counter every week when we get a preview that says nothing will ever be
No,
the same. It
it will
goes up
never
one.
be the same, right? But what's hidden here on Earth that's drawing to reach back? And where did this new fadeaway man come from? Can Hyman find balance in his life and rise to become a true hero? Or is it curtains for Blue Beetles? I like that, curtains. That's old school talk right there, man. Curtains, I tell ya.
Lights
Curtains.
out.
Yeah. All right. So that's coming out. That's coming out this week. I definitely plan on picking that one up. Um the other one is Superman Kal-El's Return. Yeah, this is pretty much based off of the story, but this one's going to feature a lot of talent. So you got Mark Wade, you got Grave, you got Marv Wolfman as well. Dean Haspiel, he's in it. My good old friend Dean, he's doing a story here. So this is pretty much an anthology series, which they just collected a whole bunch of Superman Returns, Kal-El Returns special. I specifically like this Dan Moore. It's Dan Moore cover. It's a beautiful cover, paying homage to, of course, Christopher Reeve's Superman. So it's a nice cover. And I do believe there's some other ones here. We got the Travis Moore cover. Oh, look at that. That's your Father's Day cover.
Okay, in December.
In December, that's right. This one's a pretty cool cover here. So this is Mario Fox Fosila cardstock cover. Okay. I'm not feeling the Luthor's face. Look at his face, man. What's going on there? Check out those eyebrows.
Something got lost in the inking, me think.
Yeah, the inking kind of did some work on this. All right. It's a 1 in 25, man. But the one people are going to be clamoring for, Superman Spawn cover.
Oh.
You know it. The Superman Spawn covers and this is a Dan Moore doing Spawn. This is going to be a hot book. Get your DC Dan Moore Spawn cover. Yes, Spawn is going to be all over the place. He's going to be plaster all over DC books. So get ready. If you wanted to see Spawn, you're going to get to see some Spawn. All right, so that's one book that's coming out from DC. Another one that I think, yeah, this one, Grifter got run over by a reindeer. This is just a comedic book, man. This is just having fun for the holidays, right? I actually do like this cover, though. And look at this. No extra books. This is the one and done book. And we got a big team working on this book. Look at that. Look at the list here. You got Juan Dos. Juan Dos he's always a great artist. And you got Dustin Ewing. He's there. Sebastian Chen, another one that's pretty good. So that book's good. That book should be fun. Let's see what else we got going on. All right, and what else is out for DC? So it's 9 books for DC. Nubian, as I mentioned before, Nubian and the Justice League special. That's going to be the 50th anniversary of Nubian. What's important to note, what I want to let everybody know is that over at Squiggy's Comics, where this week, Alifa Martinez, who is notorious for writing Nubian, she's been writing the current run. She's going to be signing Nubian in Squiggy's Comics. So if you go to Squiggy's Dugout this Saturday, not Saturday, this Wednesday. So this Wednesday from 4 to 6, Alifa Martinez is going to be at Squiggy's Dugout signing this comic book. If you purchase this book, she will sign the book for you. So you can't go wrong with that. Unfortunately for me, I have a prior engagement that unfortunately I cannot attend this signing, which I would have attended this signing if I knew about it. But unfortunately, I got stuck doing something else, which I could tell you offline, Josh. Because if I tell you
Okay.
online, I think I'll be in trouble. But yeah, for those of you who like Nubian and like Alifa Martinez, she will be signing this book at Squiggy's Dugout this Wednesday from 4 to 6. All right. So those are our DC books. Let's take a look at Marvel. And I think Marvel has 8 titles scheduled. From those 8 titles, there are some books that really are worth checking out. They're going to be books that I think you need to check out. The first one I'm picking, my man.
Yep.
Planet Hulk World Breaker, right? A return 1,000 years in the making. I don't know. Last time I read, Planet Hulk wasn't 1,000 years ago.
No,
Wasn't
it's
it like
it's in the future. This one's in the future.
yeah, this one, and also featuring Scar, son of Hulk. I love the fact that you got that nice little picture of Scar right here. It's like, yeah, he's also in this book too, guys. And in this book, he has a good haircut.
Yeah, this one they definitely made the cover, and then we're like, oh, we forgot Scar.
I know, right? But you got Greg Pak coming back to Planet Hulk. Of course, Greg Pak wrote the Planet Hulk storyline. He wrote War Hulk. This is one of those stories that's a continuation. The one that I like is the Boss Logic cover. The Boss Logic cover. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good
that's a good looking cover, and it's Boss Logic, man. So that's gonna be the one I think everybody's gonna be clamoring for, and I think there's a Virgin. Yep, there's a Virgin. So there's the Virgin Boss Logic cover. I believe that's the one I'm gonna try to grab this week. Right, Millennium, 1,000 years from now on the planet Scar. No, Sakaar. Sakaar. A young woman with green skin searches for the legendary Green Scar. It's a lot of Sakaar and Scar. Green Scar to help save her brother from a group of apocalyptic cultists. But which Hulk will she find? And after all these years, is he truly Sakaar's son who will save us all, or the World Breaker who will destroy us?
Wait. So the planet is Sakaar. His son is Scar. His nickname is the Green Scar, and he's trying to find out if he's Sakaar's son.
Yes, all the Sakaars in a
Okay.
pear tree.
All right.
Just in time for the holidays. You know what I'm saying? You got the Green Giant.
Whatever you say, Greg Pak.
It's Greg Pak. He's writing it. Greg and Manuel Garcia is doing the pencils. Okay, cool. Right, and there's plenty of covers, man. So we got Lennon Yu cover. I always like Lennon Yu. Look at that. That's pretty cool cover. That's a good cover there. But I think the Boss Logic cover is going to be the biggest one. We also got Miko. Woo! Miko Sorian. Look at that is a nice cover. That is like frame worthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is
what would it take for you to buy 2 covers?
What it will take for me if they are both cover price.
Yeah.
I am not going to spend $200 on a cover. I'm sorry. I'm just not that kind of collector. So if the price says $3.99, by God, I'm buying it for $3.99.
Yeah.
So let me put it on my pull list there. So we got that one. All right, let's take a look at some other Marvel books that are coming out here. You have another book that is we just went from having one crossover event with Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day, and we're just jumping right into another one. This one's Avengers Assemble. What's interesting about this story is that it's supposed to be a culmination of Jason Aaron's stories. So you have Avengers Forever, the Avengers of 1 million BC, all put together in this epic event. This is I guess you could say, the official starting point of it, with a Brian Hitch cover, as you can see here. But this one should be interesting, especially Jason Aaron. I like a lot of Jason Aaron's work. So that's happening as well. So see, part one, a battle 1 million years in the making. Uniting the Avengers Forever, and Avengers of 1 million BC is an epic saga that forms a capstone to Jason Aaron's era of Avengers. From throughout time and far corners of the multiverse, the mighty Avengers, the mighty heroes of all the earth, are assembling as never before for a battle beyond all imagining. A war that will take us from the prehistoric beginnings of an earth under assault by the greatest villains who've ever lived, into the watchtower that stands at the dark heart of the all and the always, where an army of unprecedented evil now rises. The biggest Avenger saga in Marvel history begins now. What do you think about that one, Josh? I think I lost Josh there for a second. There he goes.
I'm back. Someone at the door.
So this is the biggest Avenger saga. This is different. This is the biggest Avenger saga. Is this truly going to be the biggest Avenger saga? Only time will tell, because I've heard of some pretty big sagas before. You ever heard of the Kree Skull War?
Are the words "nothing will ever be the same"? Are they on here somewhere?
No, not in this case. In this case, it's not "nothing will ever be the same." But you do have a great artist in Brian Hitch, of course. There are a few covers here. So you have Jason Scott Campbell. He's done a few covers here. So there's the Virgin cover, there's the standard cover, and there's a 1 in 200 retro anniversary cover. So the retro anniversary cover is pretty much all the covers together. Here's what it looks like. And it actually, for me, I love J. Scott Campbell. I think he's one of the best artists out there, right? His longevity is amazing. But I feel like I've seen some of these poses in other books. You know, especially Thor. Like, I've seen this pose not that long ago. And it just feels like they're not together for some reason for me. But, you know, I do like the way Giant Man looks and Iron Man. But then again, it is J. Scott Campbell. How could, you know, it's J. Scott Campbell, man. He's awesome, man. I know my friend Nate's gonna be like, how could you talk bad about J. Scott Campbell? Like, I'm not.
Hey, Izzy, how many stores in the country do you think are ordering 200 books to get one of these?
There'll be a few. I know of one in particular that will.
Yeah, we all know at least one, but you're just trying to think, like, how many of these are actually going to exist? But, you know,
yeah.
Power to the collectors.
They got the Mark Brooks 1 in 50 Mark Brooks cover. There it is. That's a nice cover. And you got the classic Avengers, well, kind of classic. And then you got, like, is that supposed to be War Machine or just another version of Iron Man? It's kind of hard to tell. You got Mighty Thor, who is Jane, and you got
hey, spoiler.
That's not a spoiler. Everybody knows Jane Foster's Mighty Thor. I didn't say female Thor. I said Mighty Thor. Right.
Very good.
So here's another spoiler for you. You got Sam Wilson's Captain America.
Whoa. Yeah. Spoiler.
By the way, he's Captain America now. All right. But in the comic books, he's Captain America, and so is Steve Rogers. So they're sharing the name. That's what they're doing now in the comic. So this is one to look out for. And then there's a Salvador LaRocca, but it's just Mighty Thor cover, which I'm curious about. What does that mean? Does it have some significant meaning behind it? So I'm curious about that. Or it's just nice to be a cover.
That's what they want you to think, that it means something.
That it means something, right? All right. So what else we got going on in Marvel here? We got a few books. There goes Captain America, Symbol of Truth. Strange Academy, Dark Vader, Strange, Exterminator Street, which I'm hearing a lot of. I'm hearing a lot of things about Exterminators that is not good. That's what I'm hearing. Where it's like it's okay, but it's not great. Um, Dark Vader cover. First of all, this cover is nice. The Dark Vader cover. That's a nice cover. There. Oh, I didn't even notice. Look at that right there. Techno Reunion, and it's from your pal Gret Pack.
One thing I'll say about ever since Marvel took over the Star Wars comics, they don't skimp on the art, which
No,
I'm very grateful for. So thanks, Marvel.
there you go. They're actually treating it like something, right? And this seems to be a self-contained story, right? We do have some other issues. The Salvador LaRocca, he's busy this week,
He's
man.
everywhere. But he's also I think the current run of Star Wars started by Marvel. He was the artist on that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So he has a cover. This is a nice cover. This is one a lot of people have been looking at. And then you have the Clark Revelations cover. Right. So there's that one. Right. And of course they made that same cover as a version. What's up, Sean? How's it going, my man? What's good? We good, man. We good here. Welcome to the channel, man. Good to have you, Sean. All right, so that's Dark Vader. What else is coming out this week from Marvel? I think Marvel has some good books, but I think Planet Hulk, Avengers Assemble, and Vader are probably the top books. But how could we go wrong with Spider-Man Double Trouble? Come on, man. This has got to be the keyest book of the week.
Get your copies now before it's too late.
If you get this is going to be bigger than Eminem, man. Look at what they're fighting. I don't even know what they're fighting. What are these things? Are these onions? Are these colored onions that are chasing them?
They remind me of Pac-Man ghosts for some reason.
Yeah.
But
look at Spider-Man's feet, man.
Yeah. Also, are they fighting them or are they're going in the same direction?
They're going in the same direction. Miles is actually carrying this one. All right. But this is a kid's book. Wait, no, it's rated T.
Maybe it's one of those kids' books that's rated teen.
All right. And they got some other covers, man. They got the Zulu cover variant. This is nice. I like this cover. All right. What else? What other color? Of course, it wouldn't be complete without your Peach Momoko cover.
I was waiting for it. I was like, man, we're like 3/4 of the way through this thing and no Peach Momoko cover.
But this is a nice Peach Momoko cover. I like this cover.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So they're friends, heroes, and sidekicks. Peter has dragged Miles into Take Your Sidekick to Work Day, and Miles is not amused. But they're both Spider-Men after all. So when Peter makes a mistake that unleashes villainous shenanigans on New York City, it is up to Miles to save the day and prove who the true sidekick among the Spider-Men. Vita Ayala joins the fan favorite team that brought you Spider-Man Venom Double Trouble and Thor and Loki Double Trouble for a brand new adventure. So this is part of a series of Double Trouble books. All right. Here's a Rami Jones cover. This is very playful. Oh, we got basketball theme right there.
I don't know who's the artist.
This is Rami Jones.
Okay, I don't know if Rami Jones plays basketball because I don't know what kind of defense Spider-Man is trying to play.
Defense.
like what? I don't know, man.
Oh man, that is funny. I just saw your comment right now. That's all right. Let's take a look at what else is out from Marvel before we move on to Image. Yeah, that seems to be it. It's not Strange Academy 2 is a big book. There's a lot of hype behind it. This is the 20th issue, so Strange Academy, the finals, number 2. So this is a continuation of the last story. Here's nice, Ramos cover. Is there a Peach Momoko cover hiding somewhere? No, but this is the one, the Weaver cover. I think it's Dustin Weaver. Yeah, Dustin Weaver. Look at, come on. How could you not want that? You got the old card set, which by the way, I have the entire set. I have
Wow.
Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3 complete with the hologram. So yes, I do have that collection, guys. Um, yeah, but I like this cover. Dustin Weaver is one of my favorite artists right now too. He's so good, man. So this will be the one I'll pick up if I pick it up. So it looks like it's just a standard variant. We'll see how much it costs, but I'll put it on my poll. All right.
Is Dustin Weaver on a book right now?
I don't know if he's on a book currently. I'll have to look into that, but I'm not sure. Okay. Image Comics has a few books. You got King Spawn, Rogue Sun, Dead Lucky, Philadelphia, Lovesick. The one that people are talking about is Plush. Plush is an interesting book. It definitely falls under the horror genre, and it's serial killing cannibalistic furries.
All right.
That's all you need to know. I don't even have to continue saying anything else. That's what this book is going to be about. People are going to pick it up. The one that a lot of people are looking at is this cover by This cover D by Lotte. That's the cover that people are looking at. So, killer cannibalistic furries. It finally happened. They finally went there. So the furries are going crazy over this book.
Oh, do they like it or do they hate it?
Oh, I think they'll love it.
Okay.
I think they'll love it. But then again, I could be proven wrong. But this is the book. Tala Lotan did this cover. You have another one. You have the fleece cover, which, okay.
So how many out of the Image comics this week, how many of them are about serial killers?
That's a great question. Let's take a look at what we got here for Image. So we got King Spawn. I don't think he's a serial killer so much. Rogue Sun is a superhero genre. Dead Lucky, I'm not sure what that book's about because I haven't read it. Philadelphia is definitely a serial killer, of course. All right. Plush is from a good team. Yeah, Plush is from a good team. I agree with you, Sean. It's definitely from a good team. Lovesick, I do believe, has some serial killing. Flawed is cool. Flawed is the story of a psychiatrist who's taking crime into her own hands. That it's pretty much the Punisher if she was your psychiatrist.
That's what Flawed is. That's frightening. That's also why I don't go to therapy.
It's like, so who's bothering you again? Well, it's this guy in the corner. I was like, okay, we'll fix that. We will? Okay. You got 20th Century Man. It's actually a pretty cool cover here. There's two covers here, but this is cover A and cover B. This cover I like. I do enjoy this cover. Artyom Tranovsky or Trananov. I don't know. Okay, so, cool. Good books to pick up. Check out. So that's your Image books. Let's go to Dynamite because Dynamite is the one that I want to talk about. And two books that I definitely want to talk about. We'll get to this one in a second, but we're going to talk about Vampirella. Why am I mentioning Vampirella? Well, because there is supposed to be... it's not here. It's not here. There was supposed to be a pregnant version of Vampirella. I don't see
Interesting.
it here. Yes, where she is pregnant. That's the big deal with this book.
Is that in the story or somebody just wanted that on a cover?
I don't know. It's a cover. Boom Studios is going to release what do they have? They got 5 books coming out. Pariah issue 2. That's a story of Sleeping Beauty. If Prince Charming didn't go save her, so she had to wake herself up. Damn Them All issue 2 is coming out. The Approach, Magic. You actually did pick Magic, right? As one of your books.
I did. I have actually I have some show and tell. I don't own a lot of prints, but if I can get the camera correctly here, this is
Andor.
No. Let me turn
You
this
can't
off.
get it out.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
This is I have a print that was given to me on my birthday um for this character Nihiri. Um so yes, looking forward to this character getting her own book.
Okay. It has a hefty price tag of $8.99.
I saw that and I didn't see how many pages it is. So I hope this is like a kind of like a
It
one
doesn't say,
shot.
yeah, it looks like it could be a one shot. Um, there are some nice covers. So you got the virgin cover here, right? So unlockable. I don't know what that
Yeah.
means. Unlockable virgin cover. And then you have the
I think you
incentive, the one
gotta
in
share your
10.
screen again.
Oh, that would make sense. Let's share. Share and share alike, I always say, right? There we go. We have here the incentive, the 1 in 10 incentive, which I do like this cover. I like the colors in this
Yeah.
one. This is pretty nice.
Yeah, so for background, this character, she's a planeswalker like other characters in the universe, so they can travel between different worlds, but her special magic ability is she can make things out of rocks, and normally she makes weapons, so we'll see how that gets put to use.
All right. So the other book that I wanted to show you guys from Dynamite, let's just undo this and let's just show Dynamite, is Catman and Kitten. Why is this book meaningful? I'll tell you why it's meaningful. Because my good friend Nate is going to be has his book. He actually did an incentive cover that he's going to debut in the Bronx show. So if you go to the Bronx show, Nate is going to give you a homage. There's actually two books. They're a homage to Superman 204 and Batman. I'm trying to remember the number 608. I got the books up here. That's why I know. So if you remember those comics, they're the Batman looking one direction, Superman looking at the other direction, and that's what Catman and Kitten. So Catman is a classic story. He is part of the Silver Age of superheroes, and Parker is bringing the character back. It's a 40-page book. It's about $5, so it's worth checking out. There are a few covers. You got the case cover here, and there's some other covers, but they don't have the image here. So that's what I was talking about, Catman. So it should be interesting, especially with those shorts. Um,
Yeah, can they breathe?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Dark Horse has 4 books coming out. The biggest one is Star Wars High Republic Adventures, which is this is targeted towards the younger crowd. So this is an all ages book. I do like this cover, Padawan or Pirate. So it's a nice cover there with this one. Dark Horse. Dark Horse, man, back in the day, man, they were the Star Wars book, man. Dark
Yep,
Empire was awesome.
yep,
They were
yep.
so good at licensing. I wish they had more because they were so good at it. So that's one book that's coming out for Dark Horse. And then you have a few other books. Let's see, IDW. You got IDW has a short week. They don't have much. Lower Decks, Star Trek Lower Decks, and Star Trek 2. Godzilla Rivals with Giganta or something like that. All right, and we'll just go into the whole list here of other books that are coming out. So Stillwater is coming out. What else is coming out for this week? 007, The Approach. That's an interesting cover. Um, Absolution is coming out over at AWA. They're pretty good. Army of Darkness and the Reanimators coming out. Ablaze, Boogeyman #3 is also coming out. The Roadie is another book that has Kon Konshushi. I can't even say his name. Right, in Hell #1. Erratic Recharge is another book. Good Boy, The Prodigal Son by Source Point Press. Pulp Bites by Scout Comics is scheduled to come out. Let's see. Artist Elite presents #5. Dead Kingdom 2. Saga of the Doom Universe. That was scheduled to come out, but I wasn't sure if it came out. This one is one that I think is worth checking out, and that is BTVRX on VRK, The Earth Pig Without Vowels by Vark Studios or Vark Studios. Why is this so important? Because it has nothing to do with Keanu Reeves' Berserk comic book. That's why. And they tell you right in the top, and not absolutely nothing by Keanu Reeves. But um, obviously, it's paying homage to Cerebus and Berserk. That's what it is. And Dave Sim, who is known for doing Cerebus, is back doing this book here as a co-writer. So that's one of those books. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at your picks for this week. And
Yep.
you have the following.
I've got Avengers. Gonna check it out. Not, I mean, it's Jason Aaron. You can't go wrong. But this, we know it's gonna start a rabbit hole of you got to buy this book, you got to buy that book. It's a lot to keep up with. We'll see if I stick with it. Blue Beetle. Always have a soft spot for Blue Beetle. Prefer Ted Cord. Part of my favorite duo, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. But we'll check it out, see how it is. Gonna get Detective Comics, like we talked about. Justice Society, they had like a prelude book, I think like a month ago.
Yeah,
Golden Age. Totally was into it. Excited for this series. Gonna roll with that. Obviously, Nahiri, Magic the Gathering book, Planet Hulk. We all talked about it. We have here. This is a digital only comic, I believe.
Yes.
Spider-Verse Unlimited. We'll see how it is. Haven't delved too far into Marvel Unlimited, but we'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Darth Vader, got to keep up with the times, and the All Ages Adventure. We'll see if we can finally find something that my son likes. He's 4 years old.
This could be a good one. All right,
Yeah,
so those are your picks. So over at my end, I have a lot of the same books, but I picked some other books. This is actually next week's picks. So let me show you this week's picks. Yeah, so this week's picks for me, how did I close this? I'm trying to remember how I closed. Okay, there we go. So this week's picks, I got Avengers Assemble, just like you, Blue Beetle as well, BTV Art, the Earth Pig Without Vowels. I'm definitely planning on picking it up just for the cover alone. The cover is just nice. Catman and Kitten, I'm going to pick up my friend's Nate's version, so that's why it's here. And then I have Grifter Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Come on, man. It's holiday fun.
You let me know how that one goes.
He got run over by a reindeer, man.
That's it. I know the story now.
There you go. Just as that, man. But what does Voodoo do about it? That's the question. Justice Society of America, I think it's going to be one of the hotter books of the week, as well as Numia and Justice League, for the plain and simple fact that Alifa Martinez is going to be signing the book. So I want to pick it up, and I want to be able to support it. Planet Hulk World Breaker, I think it's a no-brainer to pick up. Read that story. Greg Pak is back to what made him famous in the first place. So that's that. So you can see I already put the Miko Sudan cover there, so that's there. Star Wars High Republic, as well as what I'm interested. Strange Academy for that Dustin Weaver cover. The Dustin Weaver card set cover. It looks like it belongs in the card set. Like
yeah.
It really does. It's like it's so perfect. Superman Kal-El returns. That's an interesting one that I'll pick up. And then Wildstorm 30th anniversary special. Those are the picks I have for this week. Let's take a look at what Key Collector says. So Key Collector has a couple of books that are scheduled that they believe are the hot books. They have 21 books in total, some of which we already talked about. But they said that Star Wars Vision #1, the second printing is going to be out. That's going to be a pick for them, as well as, Planet Hulk, which features the first appearance of Tala, a young woman with green skin searching for the legendary green scars. So that's World Breaker is going to be a key book just for that reason. They also pick the golden cover, the embossed foil cover of Justice Society. They also pick Grifter Got Run Over by a Reindeer. I told you, man.
I stand corrected. This is going to be the key comic of the year.
That's the book of the year, man. Koshi in Hell, they picked that because it's part of the Hellboy universe. Plush, I think, is going to have a buzz. Plush, I think, is going to have a buzz, because we're talking about furries, we're talking about cannibals, and we know how much people love horror comics. So that's one of their picks. Another pick that's been waiting to come over with Scout Comics is Pulp Bites. I'm not even sure if it's actually going to come out. We'll see. Same thing with Saga of the Doom universe. That's been scheduled to come out several weeks ago. Hasn't been released just yet. And then they also picked Star Wars High Republic Adventures. They've picked Blue Beetle Graduation Day. They because it is going to feature a first appearance. So it's going to be the first appearance of Fadeaway and a cameo from the Yellow Beetle. So there is some key significance behind that. They picked the Detective Comics Annual as a standalone feature. They picked Justice Society #1. They also picked Nightwing Annual. We neither one of us picked Nightwing. Now I'm thinking about it. Come on, Bitewing, man. They picked Numia. They picked Superman Son of Kal-El, but they actually picked the cover that was inspired by Superman #1. So that should be interesting. Another book that's scheduled for them that said is coming out is Waller versus Wildstorm #1. That should be fun because it's Amanda Waller, man. She's awesome.
She's everywhere.
Yeah. Wildstorm 30th anniversary, which is the first appearance of City Boy because they just can't come up with new names. We got Avengers Assemble Alpha, Captain America Symbol of Truth 7, which reintroduces Ian Zola as Nomad. Interesting. All right. Strange Academy Finals. They meet Gaslamp, a villain introduced in 13 and 14. And Star Wars Darth Vader, first appearance of Julie Tambor, a pirate. So that should be another book that people might be interested in. Especially, these are the books that you want to pick out because when it comes to the Star Wars books, if someone has a first appearance in the Star Wars book, there is a possibility you will see them at a show or a movie in the future. And that's when the book value raises. So if there's a key to pick, I would say pick up the Darth Vader book. So that's what they got going on over at their end. As far as next week goes, a lot of good books are scheduled for next week. Batman 130 is scheduled to come out. Thor 29, Daredevil 6. Immortal X-Men with Mr. Sinister is coming out. That's a big one. Avengers 63 is also one that you want to continue. It's a part 1 of the Avengers Assemble story. What else we got going on here? Spawn 336, X-Men 9, Punisher issue 8. See, pretty interesting. That cover actually looks pretty cool. Ghost Rider 9, Poison Ivy 7. A lot of people have been liking Poison Ivy. Dark Web is coming out next week, though. It is scheduled to come out alongside Spider-Man 3, Fantastic Four 2. I read Fantastic Four 1. I wasn't crazy about it. It didn't feel like a first issue book. It just was like, it was a Thing story, which was like, okay. But it wasn't like a first issue book. So I don't know what they were doing with that story. Batman and Joker Deadly Duo issue 2 is coming out. That's a fun book. Captain America 44. Look at that. It looks like they're bringing together A-Force, but Gambit's just chilling with the ladies.
Of course.
All right. Marauders 9. TMNT 135. Predator number 5. Captain America 7. Miles Morales. Another issue number 1. That's coming out next week. This is a nice cover right here. That's scheduled for next week. The Joker, the Man Who Stopped Laughing. I hear a lot of good things about that one as well. Little Monsters is also a fun book. Do a Power Bomb. Yeah. I love that book, man. That's another one of those fun books. Dark Crisis Warzone. Secret Invasion 2. Thanos Death Notes. That's another book you want to check out. Extreme X-Men Returns. Chris Claremont goodness right there. Hidden Empire. I heard a lot of good things about Hidden Empire. So that's one that people want to check out. Bloodstained Teeth. Damage Control. Monkey Prince. I don't know if this book's gonna last. It's now a limited series. So there you go. And yes, Gargoyles issue number 1 is scheduled for next week.
I don't get Gargoyles. I don't
really.
Did you watch Gargoyles?
I was already a teenager when Gargoyles came out, so I didn't really watch it. And it was like for me, it was like Disney's doing a comic book story without doing comic books. Nah. But I hear a lot of good things about Gargoyles, so I'm willing to check it out, man. Right, Noctura Val special is scheduled. Seven Sons is a freaky book, man. If you ever read it, it is freaky, man. Uh, that scheduled. Magic the Gathering 21 is coming out as well, and Radiant Pink. So you got Radiant Red, you got Radiant Black, and now Radiant Pink is coming out. Tiger Division came out last week, so issue 2 is scheduled for next week. We'll see how that turns out. Astronaut Down's a pretty good story. Batman Night Watch, that's a kids-friendly book. Quick Stops, I love this cover right there. Don't understand you. Look at so Gargoyles doesn't understand you.
That's okay. I'll take that one.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur issue 1 for your kids as well. I'm sure they'll tie into the TV show it's scheduled. And All Against All, that looks like a really interesting cover. I'm going to check that one out. And let's see what else we got coming out here. Chicken Devils, the ones I got issue 1, so I'm going to finish reading it. Another book, Hard Eyes, looks interesting. Know Your Station. I'm curious of what that cover. What does that mean? American Jesus. I don't know what to say about that one, guys. Let's see what else we got going on here. I'm just gonna Ghost Planet. This is a good one. A good friend of mine, Sean Von Gorman. He did some of the work. He did work on Ghost Planet. That should be coming out for Scott Comics. Blade Runner 2039. Interesting. All right, so a lot of good books are scheduled for next week as well. Maniac in New York. Don't call it a comeback. Yeah, the Maniac's back. And of course, My Little Pony issue 7. Don't forget My Little Pony. All right. Gangster Ass Batista. Barista. And these are all indie books that are coming out. Death Rage 5. That looks like a cool cover. Let's see here. I'm just going to scroll a little bit faster now. See if there's anything here that stands out.
It's a lot of books.
Yeah, it's a lot of books are scheduled, but it's a lot of indie books though that are scheduled for next week. Some of which I don't think will come out. Frank Miller Presents Pandora. That's another one from the Frank Miller Presents universe. So that's scheduled next week. Dream Master, that looks pretty interesting. All right. Yeah, it is a lot of books. Family Time. I don't know. All right. Oh, Archie's Christmas special. That goes right there with Grifter got run over by a reindeer.
Frame it. Get it graded.
Yeah, get it graded, right? Let's see what else here. Some other Scott comics. Bill and Ted Holiday special, if it comes out on the holidays. Rest in Peace #1. Maybe it comes out because these are Scott comics, so you never know. With the Scott comics, you just don't know. I'm just scrolling through if there's anything here that really stands out. I don't think so. But there's a lot of books scheduled for next week. A lot of indie books scheduled for next week. So let's remove that, man. Whew, it's been about an hour, a little over an hour, and I think it's time for dinner in this household. What about you, man?
Yeah, I smell it. I smell what the wife is cooking.
There you go. So we'll do this again next week.
Yes.
Right, Monday at 6:30, guys. That's what we're gonna do our start time for next week books. We got some of the books already scheduled to happen, but take your time. Go to your local LCS. You could go as early as tomorrow in some places to get some of your books. DC releases their books on Tuesday. Everyone else releases their books on Wednesday. So with that said, Josh, where can they find you?
Follow me on Twitter at Josh Cabrera, like the baseball player.
Right. And as far as I go, I got a lot of other things I want to be doing. As far as Thursday goes, guess what Thursday is going to be? Our holiday special. That's right. Izzyverse is doing our favorite holiday films. I'm going to be joined with Achilles. He's been in the show before. We talk a lot of movies, and we are going to pick our favorite holiday movies, our favorite Christmas movies, what we love, what we don't love, what we consider to be a holiday movie. Yes, I consider Die Hard to be a holiday movie. Fight me on it. All right. If you're interested in getting comic book supplies or comic books, go to bcwsupply.com and you get 10% off. There's a link in the description here. And if you use promo code Izzyverse, you're going to get 10% off your supplies. If you go to ComicXposure, you get 15% off your comics with promo code Izzy. And if you want to go to Whatnot, if you are in Whatnot and you're interested about Whatnot, I'm going to give you $15 credit so that you can purchase anything you want for $15. You'll get it absolutely free. All you have to do is sign up and you'll get the credit using my promo code Izzyverse. So that's my invite. If you use the barcode there, if you use the QR code, you should be able to go in and purchase the book from there. Yeah, Die Hard is the best, Sean. You're absolutely right. Fight me on it, right? That's what I'm saying.
No one's fighting you on it.
No one's fighting about like Die Hard. Yeah, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Tell us you love us. Leave a comment, guys. It always helps. And again, there's super chats. There's super stickers. You can put anything there. You can give me a nice little donation to support the channel. Josh, we got a big project coming along, right? We got a lot of work, right?
You've been putting in the work.
Oh, you did some work too, man. I see you doing your writing.
We'll see.
Yeah, so we're gonna be releasing a big project that we're gonna talk a little bit at the beginning of the year, that we've been excited to do, and something that's been in my mind for a while because I want to have more for you guys, better way of understanding comics and things like that. So the first series is going to be scheduled, and in January we'll reveal what exactly it is so we could do a Kickstarter for it, and we'll talk more about it when we get there. So with that said, Josh, it's always a blast, man.
Likewise.
Man, don't forget, you got to get your Eminem book, man.
Got to get it.
Your Eminem book. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. If you're watching on Facebook, also thank you for watching. Make sure you share this with your friends and let everybody know to get their comics. Until next time, guys, Excelsior.